What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P, the Blunt guy. Hey! And we are back with another chapter reaction stream. It's Sunday, y'all. It's Sunday, so y'all know we gotta get to it. We gotta get to this current chapter, which is One Piece chapter 1049, The World That Should Be. Alright, okay. So before we get into the chapter and recap kind of what happened last chapter and everything, you know what I'm saying. First, make sure y'all hit that like button, get them likes up, run me them likes, y'all, run me them likes. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and we also have the Facebook group. Also, hit that bell for notification. I almost forgot that, so y'all know when I go live, right? So y'all here with me, right? So y'all here with me. So y'all got so many different avenues to know when I go live, and I go live pretty much almost every day. If you kind of new to this channel, I go live like what five times a week. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sundays are chapter streams though. This is when we discuss the chapters. And every other stream throughout the week, I do reaction streams to other content creators, their theories, their chapter reactions, all that. And I also would do reactions to other things like Reddit theories, other theories. It's just a lot of people don't send me stuff like that. Y'all usually send me videos, so we react to videos, and that's kind of what you guys like to for me to react to the most are the videos, right? But yeah, anyway, let's get into these chapters. Let's get into the manga, right? All right, so today we're on chapter 1049, but last week we had chapter 1048, right? Let me pull up 1048 just for the recap. It's pretty much 20 years. That's what the title was. We got a good bit of recap, a good bit of flashback from what happened within that 20 years from Odin's death till pretty much where we're at currently, right? Like I want to say like right before Luffy and them got the Wano. Pretty much the whole lead up to now. Let's just say that the whole lead up to now, from the time that Odin died to this point, that's pretty much what last chapter was about, right? And we also Luffy is pretty much setting up for this final attack, this final punch, right? But I guess he's still kind of waiting for Momonosuke to move Onigashima out the way before he actually, execute the punch, right? And while Luffy was kind of, preparing for this punch, Kaido's attacking Luffy. Kaido's not just sitting there just with his thumbs, twiddling his thumbs. No, he's fighting back, right? And we see Kaido go into this form, this flame form. I wanna say it's called let me see what it's called just to get. It's called the Flame Dragon Torch, but I think in the translations it might be different. I'm not too sure, but the official translation, it's the Flame Dragon Torch, and he coats his whole body in his dragon breath, right? So he's super hot, right? He's super hot. We see him touch one of the horns of Onigashima, and it melts. And shout out to Stan. I see him in the chat. He says, "Hey, shout out to Stan." He said, "Just so you know, we are on break next week." I did not know that. But matter of fact, I think somebody did mention it somewhere. I can't remember. I think I was watching a Threevil stream and somebody said something, asked about a break, and I think he did say we were on break. So yeah, I do think I now that I recall, I kind of do remember somebody stating it, but I forgot. But yeah, so all right, so we see Kaido in his this flame dragon torch, right? And it's again, it's so hot that it melts one of the horns of Onigashima. You know, the other one, right? The other horn that, because we seen that. I want to say Law. Was it Law, guys? Like y'all remind me who broke the other horn. You know what I mean? Somebody broke that other horn. But Kaido breaks this one. You know, I think it might have been Kaido that broke that horn when he was throwing them slashes at the scarabs. I don't remember. Y'all remind me in the chat. But yeah, so Kaido melts the horn, you know, and also it's so hot that Luffy can't even really keep his grip on Kaido, right? And like he end up letting go of Kaido, you know, and also Orochi, who's burning, turns into his one-headed Hydra form. I guess that's his last head, right? And we get Denjiro, the return of Denjiro, the guy who pretty much disappeared for a while, right? The man who disappeared for a good amount of chapters. He comes in, make the save on Hiyori, and then you know, we end that chapter. Denjiro cuts off Orochi's head, and we end that chapter. And yeah, Luffy seems like he's about to make the punch. So that leaves us at chapter 1049. But before we get into chapter 1049, let me see what you guys are saying. We got Renault in the building. He said one was cut by Zoro. Okay, yeah, all right. Thanks for reminding me. I thought it was either Law, Zoro, or Kaido. I just wasn't sure which one. I knew it was like slashed, and I remember Kaido was throwing them slashes, them like dragon breath slashes at the scarabs, and like the one that, remember, cut off Okiku's arm. I thought one of those slashes cut off the horn, but I knew it was either Kaido, Zoro, or Law. But thanks for the correction. It was Zoro. And D LaJoy Boy, shout out to D LaJoy Boy. He says it was Zoro. It actually got adapted in the latest episode. Yes, hey, thanks. And this is why I got you guys to remind me, because I'm an old man. I'm an old man. You know. My memory ain't as strong as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. I appreciate you guys, and that's why you guys, you know, you guys are part of this stream as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into this next chapter, chapter 1049, the world that should be. Germa 66 Oz, an emotionless excursion, volume 11. Why? The book in the lab burned up, freeing the brothers. Okay. So now we're moving this whole cover story forward. You know, we're seeing a little progress because you know they've been locked up for a while now. You know, and we know that there's some figures that came to Whole Cake Island. We don't know if that is Germa 66 or somebody else. I personally think it's Germa. I think it's Ichiji and Reiju, but some people say it could be somebody else. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But if they do end up escaping on their own, it's kind of like, why? You know, why did Oda even bring the other siblings back? Which is kind of making me think that maybe it is somebody else, right? That it is somebody else who arrived at Whole Cake Island. Somebody who may not be there necessarily to save Germa, right? Because if the other siblings came to save Germa, then what was the point in having them escape themselves, right? Unless the book burning, this prison book burning, is the work of the other Germa 6 siblings, then it'll make sense. But I don't know. You know, I don't think it's ever been pointed at where this fire started, right? But yeah, But anyway, that's not what we're here for. But y'all let me know what y'all think of the. Do y'all think them silhouettes started the fire? Do y'all think it's Germa, Ichiji, and Reiju that's starting this fire that came the whole cake? Y'all let me know. Let's get into this chapter though. Okay, so and I feel as though I kind of know what's happening in this chapter because so many people been kind of, like I've seen some other videos posted and it kind of hints, unless, it's just unless it's some clickbait, I think some people probably spoiled, some of the stuff that happened. So, but we gonna get into it. Okay, so we see right, and then we see Kaido biting. What it's looking like Kaido is biting Luffy's fists, which kind of makes sense because I think last chapter they was kind of clashing, right? And kind of when I think somebody pointed out there was like Rio didn't work on Kaido's flame, so yeah, I guess they're just continuing that clash. And then it looks to see Kaido saying "well done" to Luffy. Luffy's kind of he's like clenching his teeth. He's like, I can't remember what the word is, the action is, but yeah. So he's kind of like gritting, right? He's gritting, and he says, Kaido says, "You fought hard to reach this point, but you cannot change the world." Okay. All right, so okay, we getting a little flashback, a little class. Okay, we getting a little Kaido, what it looks to be some Kaido flashback, right? Kaido waits, and then somebody says he did it. He's only 10 years old, and Kaido's already the ultimate soldier. I want more combat, says Kaido. We see a young Kaido, much smaller. He look real human, right? He looks superhuman, like except with horns, right? But he look almost like a human with horns as we see it. He doesn't look as monstrous as the Kaido that we know. But now it kind of does make sense because when we look at Yamato looks like a human with horns as well. So, seeing this young Kaido, you could almost see the relation between Kaido and Yamato. Looking at this young Kaido. And then it says, 40 years ago, the Vodka Kingdom. Okay, so now we got some country reveal. I guess this might be where Kaido's from, or at least Kaido has some connection with the Vodka Kingdom. I don't know if he's like attacking this kingdom or this is his kingdom. D LaJoy Boy said, I saw something where some people think pudding started the fire. Oh, that can make sense as well. That hey, pudding is still there, so I think that's something to it, right? I think that's something to it. So if it's not the other Vince Smoke's siblings that started that, I could see it being something along the line where pudding helps them escape, but they're still going to be stuck on the Whole Cake Island even if they escape through that fire. So they need they need to catch a ride, right? They need somebody who's going to help them get them out of the whole top land, right? So yeah, I guess the Vince Smoke still do need to be there to make a full escape. Especially if it's pudding, if it's pudding, because pudding helping them isn't going to get them off the island. But yeah, anyway, back to the chapter. All right, somebody says our country can't stop going to war now. We have to win and loot the enemy to pay our heavily tribute. Otherwise, the world will take away our human rights. Okay. All right, so okay, so it's like this country is obviously part of the 20 kingdoms, right? I wonder if we've ever seen one of the leader of Vaka Kingdom, or well, I guess the leader at this time would be different because we were at Reverie, right? Like, was the representative of Vaka Kingdom, were they at Reverie? Did we see them at Reverie? Whoever is representing Vaka Kingdom at the moment, did we see them at Reverie? I'm genuinely curious, you know. Um, but so this is a heavy war acting country, looks to be, and they yeah, so they're a heavily war kingdom, kind of like Vikings almost. It seems like they have to loot other enemies in order to get resources. And then we see Kaido, and it says, "Why does everyone bother to obey these celestial dragons anyway? Knock it off, Kaido." So Kaido ain't even about that. Like, he ain't even about that celestial dragon crap and world government crap. And then somebody says, "I'm enlisting you. You'll join the Navy." What? Why should I be a government lapdog? Says Kaido. Because our country doesn't know what to do with you. Bro, they about to get they was they was finna pull a Mother Caramel and give Kaido to the world government. Dang. And then we see some Marine. He says, in exchange for custody of Kaido, this country will receive the right to attend the next reverie. So they're pretty much treating Kaido like a heavily tribute right now in this flashback. And he says, don't use me as some political pawn. So we've been talking about a Kaido flashback this whole time, and we are getting a Kaido flashback right now. I just feel as though this has to be more than one chapter, though, man. Like, I can't just, I can't. I want more than one chapter of Kaido. Like, me personally, like, we got so many chapters of Oden, man. I want more Kaido. Plus I like Kaido, man, and I've liked Kaido longer than Oden. So even though I do like Oden too, but give me some Kaido flashback, bro. At least three good chapters of Kaido flashback. All right, so it says Kaido. So we see this marine ship in the rain. It's like the rain seems pretty bad, right? And we see, somebody says Kaido's escape. Kaido's escape. Yeah. And then we see a wanted poster of Kaido, a young Kaido, and he says it looks to be about 70 million berries. And somebody says we captured Kaido. We escaped. He escaped again. He gets caught when he's hungry. Apparently, this is prison. This is a prison ship, not a cafeteria. So okay, so we getting a little more context on Kaido's captures, right? Like, we know that Kaido been captured so many times, but we're kind of getting a little more context to it because we see one of the Marines say, they say he gets caught when he's hungry, apparently. so honestly, everybody who uses Kaido getting captured as some means to use that as a knock against Kaido, right? Like, oh, he's get captured all these times. He's been defeated to get captured. Not really. He pretty much gets captured when he's hungry, right? And then he leaves when he feel like leaving. And again, he's still only been defeated, like 7 times, I want to say, which isn't a lot when you really look. When you kind of like really think about it. 7 times ain't a lot. Like Luffy, who's being groomed to be like the strongest character in the series, at least presently. You know what I'm saying? This man's been defeated way more than Kaido already, right? Just on Crocodile alone, he's been defeated like 3 times. Kaido, he's been defeated like 3 times. So that's like 6 times. And then you look at some of the other defeats that he suffered, like Kuma, Aokiji. You could probably say Mihawk to a degree. Lucci, I think their first encounter. But yeah, so I mean, Kaido hasn't really lost 7 times. Really ain't a lot to lose fights. You know what I'm saying? But back to the chapter. All right, so it says 44 years ago, Pirate Island, full full of lead. So this is where this is the island Blackbeard originally was on. And they say he's so strong. Who is this guy? He's only 15. And oh, we get Whitebeard. We getting some Whitebeard. Whitebeard says, "Hey, you little snot, you want to be a pirate? Rocks wanted to meet you. What do you say?" And then Kaido kind of looks at Whitebeard, and then it says, "Kaido's joined the Rocks Pirates. They're unstoppable now." I kind of thought Kaido would have been like maybe a little short, a little smaller. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a kid more so. How they made him sound when they talk about him, like he's a cabin boy, but he's one big ass cabin boy. I'll say that. All right, so he meets so Whitebeard was the one to pretty much invite Kaido. Well, Rocks invited Kaido through Whitebeard pretty much, but Whitebeard was probably the first person to kind of come in contact with Kaido. You know, so now, you know, speaking of a lot of the theories that we've heard about the Rocks Pirates, and especially that we were at full of lead island, right? A lot of theories and a lot of speculation is that Rocks won his crew through a Davy back fight. But at least now it's kind of confirmed that at least Kaido wasn't won by a Davy back fight. Kaido was pretty much invited by Zebek himself through Whitebeard. Now, it does look like Whitebeard was, well, I mean, apparently Whitebeard was already on the Rocks Pirates for a while at this point. So it can still be Whitebeard and Big Mom that were won in this Davy back fight. But yeah. So we see somebody come in. They said, big trouble, Kaido. Come with me now." And then Kaido says, they say, "We're going to God Valley." And looking at that silhouette, it looks kind of like it might be Big Mom because of the hat, right? And then we see people yelling, "The Rocks Pirates are no more." And somebody says, "What kind of joke is this? With all the monsters they've got?" Apparently it was a seller named Garp who did it. Okay, so we see Garp getting some credit, even though nobody mentioned Goldie Roger. And then they says, "Nah, they just couldn't stand each other. No teamwork in that group." So okay, we already kind of know that Rocks didn't really like each other, which does kind of play into this idea that they didn't really join this crew by like voluntarily, right? It kind of speaks to that they didn't join voluntarily, like the fact that they didn't even like each other. And then we see this old hag from Wano, and she says, "In the 10 years since that incident, you've become the embodiment of might, Kaido. Zio, 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 zio." Or I think she says Kyo. I think it's kind of, it's a K. It looked like a Z. It looked like a Z, but she's saying Kyo, 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 Kyo. And then we see Kaido and his crew chilling. Let me zoom in on that because, we see Kaido. Then we see King behind Kaido. And it looked like Bao Wang. And then I don't know if that's Queen to the right of Kaido. I don't think so. It looked kind of like another beast pirate. But they said, somebody said, "Throughout human history, sheer might has solved all problems." I don't think this is Kaido speaking. I think this is, oh no, that's not Bao Wang running to Kaido. That's that old hag. I got it. And then she says, throughout human history, sheer might has solved all problems. And then Kaido says, of course it has human, or of course it has. Humans are animals. Survival of the fittest is the law of nature. Facts. Facts. And Kaido says, you're damn right. So maybe that wasn't Kaido speaking. It might have been that old. It was somebody else who was speaking though. I don't know who's speaking though. Kaido says you're damn right about that. And other rocks remnants will make a name for themselves too, I'm sure. And then the old lady says weapons are what speak loudest in the world we live in. And I've got a deal I got a deal you'll want to hear about. Kill, 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 kill. We're going to take all these pampered noble-born rulers and drag them off their ivory thrones down to the battlefields with us. Oh man, yo, Kaido's spitting right now. This boy Kaido is spitting. He says, and then you hear people say, "Rah!" That's what I call equality and freedom. A world where only war decides a true man or a man's true worth. Bruh, this man Kaido is spitting. And then he says, I wonder where that kid heard it. Yamato dropped Joy Boy's name. Oh, okay. So Kaido's like, yo, where the hell did Yamato hear about Joy Boy? No, Kaido don't even realize, didn't even think that maybe Yamato has Oden's journal or anything. But yeah, Kaido's like, where Yamato hear about that? And I keep Yamato in this bubble. She shouldn't have heard about no Joy Boy. And then we see somebody. It says, if he's the same as the man you're waiting for, King, then I think I know who Joy Boy is. And then King says, who is he? And then they said, apparently Oden's desire to open the country is meant to welcome Joy Boy. Oh, see, now we getting a little context into the whole open the borders thing, right? Because this whole idea is just allowing Wano to be open, but it's specifically to open the borders to allow to welcome Joy Boy into Wano, and not just to let people into Wano. So maybe that's what Momonosuke was kind of like. Oh, I see why. I'm important. In opening these borders. But then Momonosuke also thinks like, hey, is it even safe to open these borders? So that's still something Momo is juggling. That's still a thought that Momo is juggling with. And okay, so we're back to the present, right? And we see the other CP0 agent pretty much leaving. He's escaping, making his escape using Skywalk. Yeah, I don't know what he may be planning. Maybe he just realized that they failed and he's just trying to get the heck out of there. But at the same time, it's like, was he ordered to leave? Because I feel as though he wouldn't have left if he wasn't ordered to leave. Unless he believes that Luffy is dead and they accomplished the mission. Like maybe he thinks that when the other scabbard, or the other CP0 agent supposedly killed Luffy, maybe he's still working off of that information and he believes Luffy is dead and he's just skedoodling. And then somebody says, Luffy will win. I know he will. And then we see Yamato say, do it, Momonosuke. Come forth, flame clouds. Do as I command. And then we see the flower capital, all the people celebrating. And then we go under the dome performance floor where we see Kid and somebody says, whoa. And then we see him, And then Kid's like, kind of like, it looked like he's holding his head, like his head is hurting. So I don't know what's hurt, what's bothering Kid, but it looked like something's bothering Kid. I don't know yet though. All right, we see Kawamatsu, you know, looking at all the fire and going still spreading among the castle. So they did. So I guess they didn't get rid of all the fire. If there's still some fire, if there's still fire going on, and somebody says, "What's that sound?" We cut to Raizu and Jinbei, and they say, "Save everyone, water of Zou." Okay, so the water is still going. We still. I thought we was past this part. I thought we was past the water flushing out Onigashima, but I guess it's still going on, right? And Brook, we see Brook and Robin kind of getting flushed away in that water, getting caught up, and Brook says, "Robin, blah, 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 blah." What's the bear's name on Law's crew? Oh man, I forget the bear's name. Somebody tell me the bear's name in Law's crew. Somebody tell me the bear's name in Law crew. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. But he getting flushed away. Apu look like he's getting flushed away. Everybody's pretty much getting Beppo. Yeah, Beppo. I could not remember. So everybody's getting washed up. But we got Kawamatsu there. So I'm thinking since Kawamatsu is a fisherman, maybe he can, I don't know, calm these waters. You know, like but then again, I don't know, because I don't know if Kawamatsu knows fisherman karate, right? So I don't know if he can manipulate, because I think in order to manipulate water like Jinbei does, I think Jinbei uses fisherman karate, right? And I don't know if Kawamatsu per se knows fisherman karate. Like, yes, he's a fisherman, but that doesn't mean he learned it, you know? Because I don't even think like Arlong knew fisherman karate, you know? So Usopp pretty much holds on to Kinemon and Okiku. Nami is holding on to Otama, who is a devil fruit user as well. You know, she screams water, and then we see all the water pretty much splashing off of Onigashima. And you know what would be funny? If that water that's splashing out of Onigashima, if it actually like put the flame, was that whatever that transformation is of Kaido, it's called like the flame torch, the flame dragon torch. I think that's what it's called. If it like washed away that flame armor that Kaido has on, and that's what gave Luffy the opening that he needed. That'd be funny, but I think Kaido's above all that water, so I don't think it's gonna affect him. But yeah, people still getting washed away, and Sanji says, "Where is this water coming from?" And somebody and Frankie says, "Hold strong, don't get swept away." And then we go to the treasure redepository on the second floor. "You have been so brave and strong." This is Denjiro pretty much comforting Hiyori. And we see Orochi's head still burning, still on fire, and Denjiro said, "For all of these many years, Lady Hiyori." And then he bows to Hiyori, but Hiyori just goes start crying in Denjiro's lap, or like on his his kimono or whatever. Does it feel like the island's fallen? The flame clouds disappeared. We're going down. So Yamato screams, Onigashima is going to fall. And So yeah, so the flame clouds are going out. I'm assuming they're getting washed away, right? They're getting washed away from the water. On top of the fact that Kaido can't really put all his focus onto maintaining these flame clouds, and and Kaido asks Luffy, what kind of world can you create, Straw Hat? And Luffy says, I'll make uh, a world as much food, or he says, I'll make a world. And then we see Momonosuke says, come forth, flame clouds. And we see, okay, so now Momonosuke makes like a big flame cloud. Okay, so now we seeing Momonosuke level up with this huge ass flame cloud, and it encompasses the island. We see Yamato shocked, and and Luffy says, a world where my friends can eat as much food. We see Luffy still punching through Kaido's flame. He's huffing. And he said, we're my friends. All right. And then, okay, now he actually is connecting with Kaido. He got past the flames of Kaido. He's connecting with him. Kaido's eyes look to be going white. Oh, man. This is the chapter I've been dreading, y'all. This is looking like it's the chapter I've been dreading. And Luffy says, so his friends could eat as much as they want. And he connects, sends Kaido falling to the ground. And we see like this big old splash. So that looks like Kaido hit that ground pretty hard. And I guess, back in the Flower Capital, we see, they're still partying, they're still having their fun. We see some of the what are they called? The lanterns flying. One of them says, I want to see my mommy. So that's kind of the lantern we've seen already. And Kaido's still falling. It says, King, I think I know who Joy Boy is. And they says, who is he? Kaido's still falling. He's the man who shows up to beat me in the future. Oh, Kaido with the bars. In that case, I suppose we'll never see him. Bruh, like this whole time we thought Kaido wanted to be Joy Boy. That's not the case. That was not the case. And somebody says, we see a lantern says, beat the scary dragon, bring the Koski clan back. And then we see Kaido hit the ground finally, and Onigashima is also pretty much landing. So Momonosuke is bringing down Onigashima. Kaido is laid out. And Luffy is falling. To be continued. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What do you guys think? What do you guys got to say about the chapter? I want to know thoughts, chats. Come on, let's talk about it. Oh man. All right. Okay. So, man, I'm right now. I'm kind of having mixed feelings, y'all. I'm kind of having mixed feelings. Stan says that's Momo on the ground next to Onigashima. Kaido not done yet. Let me see what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right. That is Momonosuke. But Kaido still landed though. Kaido still that specific dragon was Momonosuke though. You definitely are right. The one who land right next to Momonosuke. That one definitely is or the one that landed next to Onigashima. Is Momonosuke. D LaJoy Boy said Kaido not done yet 100. Stan says 5 out of 10 chapter. Now I don't know if I give it that low of a chapter. It to me it was still a good chapter, but it's like I don't know, man. Like Stan says a lot of people in the community are upset and disappointed with this chapter. And D LaJoy Boy said, I'm fine with it right now. Look, I'm gonna say this. It depends on what happens next, right? Like if Kaido is down for good, I think it is kind of anticlimactic. I could if Kaido if this is how Luffy defeats Kaido, then I'd be kind of upset, you know what I'm saying? But bro, I'm trying to process everything that happened right now. I'm trying to process this, how I feel about this, because if Kaido's not down, then I don't dislike this. Like, it's not that I dislike this chapter. Let me take that back. I don't, even if he is defeated, it's not that I dislike it. It's just I'm not crazy about it, right? I'm not crazy about the defeat. But if Kaido's not down, then I'm not mad at the chapter. If Kaido is indeed not down, I'm not mad at it. But I just hope, because I think that I feel as though Kaido does still have something left in the tank. But at the same time, we got flashback and he got defeated. So it's like maybe I want more flashback. If this is all the Kaido flashback we're getting, I don't like it. I think I'll probably be more upset with this small bit of flashback more than I'm upset with the defeat. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though the anime could make the actual defeat part very great. Like it can make it very epic. You know what I'm saying? So the defeat in itself, I don't love it either. Don't get me wrong. I don't love it either. But yeah, I kind of got mixed feelings right now, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of feel mixed about it. You know, this might be one of the chapters I have to read again to really get a better opinion on it. Let's go through it. Let's go through it again. I'm not gonna like read it all again. That's not what. But let's kind of talk about each. Let's talk about each part of the chapter, right? Let's talk about each section of the chapter. All right. So we pretty much start with the clash continuing, right? We start with the clash continuing. That nothing new, nothing great. They was clashing. It's clash. We get it. Then we get the flashback, which I did like the flashback. Don't get me wrong, but I want more. It just wasn't enough, right? It wasn't. I want more Kaido flashback. Stan says people also feel disappointed because if this is Kaido's defeat, then it's very underwhelming because Oda stated in an interview that Kaido won't be beat with a big punch, and we see that he does in this chapter. If this is really the end, I mean, Luffy doesn't have like a ridiculous arsenal to where he wasn't going to really beat Kaido any other way. Like I don't what was people expecting? How was people expecting Kaido to get defeated? I mean, Luffy normally defeats people with punches and maybe kicks as well, but Normally, punches and kicks is how you defeat people. I mean, that was a super huge punch, so it wasn't like some normal. Like he defeated Kaido with a punch that was bigger than Kaido, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Well, it kind of wasn't though, because when you, it looked like it kind of shrunk. You know, it looked like it kind of shrunk on this one panel, like because Kaido's mouth was able to kind of grab onto the punch. Man, like I feel a little mixed about it. You know, I do feel as though for a defeat, if this is indeed Kaido's defeat, I do feel as though it would be a little underwhelming. It will be a little underwhelming, but I feel as though that's where the anime might kind of make up for it. But yeah, all right, so let's kind of talk about this Kaido flashback, right? Let's talk about this Kaido flashback. He comes from a country called the Vaca Kingdom, right? Now we don't really see any of the citizens. I don't really remember. I don't think it shows any actual people from the Vaca Kingdom. So we don't know if this is like a kingdom full of ogres or what, right? Full of Onis, or we don't know, you know. But he was obviously a problem child. He was a problem child. He was about 15 during this arc, or this flashback, for most of it at least. Even though some of it he looked a little small, so maybe some of it he was okay. So the beginning of the flashback he was 10, but kind of fast forward and we see him at 15, right? So most of the flashback he was 15. We see him being a problem child for his kingdom. You know, he was like looked at as the ultimate soldier, you know, but he wanted combat. The man wanted to fight, right? And his country pretty much kind of gave him up, right? They kind of gave him up to the Marines because he was starting too much fights with people. He didn't like the fact that his country wanted to be part of the world government, right? That they was giving these heavily tributes and they was listening to these celestial dragons. So in return, his country ended up giving them to the Marines. You know, they handed him over. Also, we're about. Let me see what you guys saying. D. LaJoy Boy said also Robin had a higher first bounty than Kaido. Well, that makes sense. Kaido was just a nuisance, right? He was just a nuisance. Robin knew like world secrets and stuff that the world government didn't want to know. So it makes sense why Robin's bounty was so high, higher than Kaido's. I mean, just being somebody who causes people problems ain't really enough to I mean, you'll get a high bounty, but I could see why Robin's would be higher. Stan says the community expects awakening from Kaido and more of his flashback, and if Oda doesn't deliver more than just this, then it is very underwhelming. I can see how people feel though, because I kind of feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a little underwhelmed of if this is all the flashback, because I personally want more Kaido. This wasn't enough Kaido for me, and I'm not trying to tell Oda how to write his characters, but at the same time, I just want more Kaido, and I think a lot of people who like Kaido, they want more. We got all them chapters in the flashback with Oden, but then we don't even get like a full chapter of a flashback of Kaido. Like, if I could understand if we only got one chapter of Kaido, but we didn't even get a full chapter of the Kaido flashback. It wasn't even like a full chapter. So, me personally, yes, I mean, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. that we didn't get more of Kaido and that we didn't get, and that I'm I'm more underwhelmed by the flashback than I am by the defeat. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though the anime can make the defeat way more grand. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but I just want more of the flashback, right? But that's me though. D. LaJoy Boy said the closest we see is the king and a couple of soldiers, but they don't seem to have any Oni horns. Yeah, well, King's a Lunarian, of course, but yeah, we didn't really see exactly. We didn't see any you know, um, we didn't really see the king up close. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see that king up close, so we can't tell if he has horns, right? But yeah, but okay, what are you guys saying? Stan says that's one thing, or that's the thing. Oda needs to explain the Oni lineage of Kaido and Yamato, why Kaido came to Wano, and why it's important to him. Maybe Yamato's mother. If he doesn't, then the flashback is bad. Yeah, and I agree with you on Stan. That's why I'm not going to necessarily jump at hating this because I feel as though maybe if Oda didn't make the if Oda made the defeat underwhelming, maybe it's because it's not a real defeat, right? And maybe we'll get more of Kaido flashback. Maybe I'm hoping, but if we don't, if this is all the Kaido flashback we get, and if this is how Kaido is defeated, then I might be underwhelmed. I'm gonna be underwhelmed now. And if he makes up at least on one of those fronts, I think I'll be okay. Like let's say if we get more flashback, I might be okay with the defeat. If like we get a better flashback than just a couple pages, I'll be okay with it. But it's like I'm just a little underwhelmed, just a little bit. Yeah, and the whole Yamato's mother as well. Like I want to know more about like Kaido's and his family. You know what I'm saying? I want to know more about the Vaka Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I want to know more about his time through with rocks. Now, and I can understand if we don't get a lot of rocks. If Oda plans on having like a rocks as a Beck flashback, I could understand maybe he doesn't want to spoil that with through Kaido's flashback. But I just want more Kaido. I want to know more about his lineage, and I think it was just kind of rushed, right? I think it was rushed. So I don't like that. I just don't like that. You know. Kaido of all characters. Kaido, like you can't be like Oda can't like be skimping on Kaido, bro. Like, come on now. Come on, Kaido. I mean, come on, Oda. I have faith in Oda though, man. I have faith in him. I'm not going to hate Oda though. I'm not going to hate him. Yeah, that Vegapunk part 2 as well. Or hold on. D. LaJoy Boy says, for sure it makes sense, but also my theory is that they weren't going to draft Kaido, but instead sending him straight to Vegapunk to be experiment on. What you think? I think he could have been both. I don't see why it couldn't have been both. They could have experimented on him and try to turn him into a soldier. Because you got a guy that strong, you don't just not use him, right? Especially if you could make him a subordinate. But if he doesn't want to follow you, then hey, just keep him as an experiment. Keep him as an experimental lab rat. But I think it could be both. We got Cube in the building. He says, "Sup, my guys." Shout out to Cube. D. LaJoy Boy said, or he said, "So what's up, Cube?" Stan says, a lot of One Piece YouTubers did polls and asked chat if this is it for Kaido, and 50% of people said that this is his defeat, and another 50% said that Kaido will bounce back up. Yeah, I mean, I think Kaido will. I feel as though there's more for Kaido. I know a lot of people just want this fight to get over with, but and I get that sentiment, and I get that sentiment. You know, I'm not saying we have to get a whole nother 20 chapters of this fight. I'm not saying that, but I would like to see maybe Kaido show some awakening, or maybe some maybe really showcase his haki. You know, especially after him saying haki transcends all. To me, that just led me to believe that it led me to believe that Kaido has more haki special abilities that he just hasn't shown. You know what I mean? Like something he was going to like reveal to us about his haki. You know what I'm saying? And also awakening, you know? I want to see a Zone awakening. Like I want to see Kaido's Zone awakening, especially him being one of the top dogs of Zone users, right? Him being the top, he got a Dragon Zone. I want to see how a Dragon Zone is awakening. So yeah, definitely, man. Like I'm hoping that Kaido's not fully done. You know what I mean? Just because I just want to see Kaido just really, you know, either showcase some type of awakening or showcase some type of haki. You know what I mean? So I get why people might be a little upset at that if this is indeed Kaido's defeat. So I'm on the side of thinking that Kaido may get up, but kind of how this chapter went, it did kind of seem like Oda is kind of portraying that yes, this is Kaido's defeat. So, you know. Cube said love the chapter. Hey man, I'm not knocking you for that, man. Like I don't, if you love it, hey, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get what I'm saying. I don't hate the chapter. I thought it was good. It's just I thought it was a good chapter. I just thought it kind of set up the like it's like, hey, to me it was just kind of like Oda saying, hey, here's your Kaido flashback. Y'all wanted a Kaido flashback, here it is. But this is all you're getting. I'm not doing the Kaido flashback or fleshed out Kaido flashback. And the defeat was kind of like, you know, hey, you know, I mean, it wouldn't be the only. It wouldn't. I'm a little mixed on the defeat. I got mixed feelings on the defeat. If this is indeed Kaido's defeat, I'm a little mixed on that because I'm not mad that it's like Luffy punching Kaido with this giant fist, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm mad that Kaido is getting defeated and we don't see an awakening, or he's getting defeated and we don't see some type of haki, some secret haki abilities that Kaido might have. That's what makes me upset about this being a defeat. You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at anybody who loved the chapter though. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate the chapter. Angel says, sorry for the late entrance. Shout out to Angel's Room, aka Jonathan. Don't think I remember Angel. I'm just calling Angel just for the sake. You know, your name comes as Angel, so you know everybody know you as Angel. D. LaJoy Boy said, same people are too hard on the flashback because the full Kaido flashback will show too much about rocks, and Oda isn't ready to reveal that info yet. Yeah, I mean, the flashback that we got in itself wasn't bad, but if that's all we're getting, I'm gonna be underwhelmed on Kaido's flashback. If that's all we're getting, I'm gonna be underwhelmed. You could cover some of Kaido's history without digging into the rocks Zebek stuff, right? Like, how do you do that? We talk about you could talk about his time in the Vaka Kingdom. Like we just got this reveal of this kingdom, right? The Vakum Kingdom, and this being kind of like Kaido's home. Where the other Oni? Can we see some more Oni? Some of the other ogres or Onis, right? Can we see them? Can we see what the king look like? Can we see what? Can we see like maybe a little more about Kaido's time in this kingdom? You know what I'm saying? More of 10-year-old Kaido. You know, what about and kind of like what somebody said in the chat? What about Yamato? Right? What about Yamato and Yamato's mom? You know, when did Kaido meet Yamato's mom and have Yamato? And you know what I'm saying? More about the relationship between them three. What happened to Yamato's mom? You know, and I get Oda don't want to. I'm not saying Oda has to go into depth about Yamato's mom. We could have just got like one panel of him meeting some girl. You know what I'm saying? It could have just been like a small, you know what I mean, a small little panel. Oh man. I'm gonna say this. Here's what I'm gonna say though. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna reserve my feelings on this chapter until we figure out until later, right? I'm gonna judge this specific chapter based off of the chapters we get after. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if Kaido's indeed defeated and we don't get no more flashbacks, I'm gonna probably have to agree with Stan and give this chapter like a 5 out of 10. Now I'm not gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. You know, like a 7 out of 10. And if this is just kind of like a red herring and Kaido's not really defeated, and and I don't really like rating, honestly. I really don't like rating. But you know, if I was to rate it, it would probably be like a 6 or a 7. You know what I mean? If like we don't get no more flashback or we don't get no more fight, like if Kaido's done and this is just we're moving on from Kaido, I'm gonna be a little upset. I will be a little upset. I will say that. But if not, then I might actually look at this chapter and say, oh, it wasn't that bad, right? Like it was just a kind of a maybe a red herring just to kind of make us think that, oh, Luffy really won. Like if Oda pulls that, then I might actually praise this chapter a little more. Cube said exactly. I think we get more flashback. It will be Beast Pirates oriented, and I'm fine with that. Like we don't know anything about Queen. Queen didn't get a flashback like King did. King got a flashback. What about Queen? What about Jack? Right? You know, because we know I feel as though Kaido has a soft spot for Jack, right? Because he protected Jack, and usually Kaido's the type that he don't really praise weakness, but he still protected Jack and said, "Oh, don't worry, Jack. It's just that they're stronger." You know, but yeah, I want to see how he got Jack and Queen. What about Alti and Page One? Like we know that their father used to be was a friend of Kaido's, and then he died, and so he took them in, and then they end up finding those devil fruits and eating them, even though they weren't supposed to. You know what I mean? So maybe some more about that. You know, I think there's so much more to Kaido to really touch on, you know. And if this is what we get, if this is indeed the flashback we get, I'm gonna be a little upset. You know, I'm gonna be a little upset. You know, and that might actually make me think. It might actually kind of put a damper on this whole arc for me, for real. And I love Wano. I love Wano, but it might actually put a little damper. You know. But I hope we get more flashback though, Q. Angel said Kaido got some more. Hey man, I'm hoping. I'm not saying we got to get another 10 chapters of this Luffy versus Kaido fight continuing, but bro, maybe another 5 chapters of Kaido getting back up, show us some awakening, and then maybe Luffy wins with something with his devil fruit, like some devil fruit awakening ability. You know what I mean? Um, Dealer Joy Boy said for sure he getting back up. Cube said I don't think Kaido will want to fight if he believes that Luffy is Joy Boy. Well, I disagree with that because I'm glad you pointed that out because Kaido says something pretty interesting. He says I believe that Joy Boy is the one who defeats me, right? But before you could verify it as Joy Boy, Luffy has to fully defeat Kaido. If Kaido gets back up, he's not defeated, so he can't give Joy Boy that credit, or he can't give Luffy that credit as Joy Boy because he's still not defeated. So, but I'm glad you pointed that out, and I kind of want to talk about that. But let me try to catch up on these chats first. I want to talk about when Kaido said that. Dealer Joy Boy said Luffy versus Kaido is done, and if Kaido does get back up, it will be him versus the government ships. I don't know if I agree with that. You know, I feel as though the government would be more concerned with taking down Luffy than they are Kaido, because Kaido keeps a balance. Kaido keeps the balance in the New World, so that's why this whole time when they was like, "Oh, we gotta kill," never once did they say, "Hey, we're going to also defeat Kaido." They said if Luffy win, we gotta be prepared to take over Wano. They didn't say whoever wins, we gotta take over Wano. You know, they was more so preparing for Luffy winning that fight, not Kaido. Like it's almost like they're fine with Kaido winning. They're more afraid what happens if Luffy wins. Stan says, I'm still not jumping the gun, but if in the next few chapters it's confirmed that Luffy beat Kaido and we don't get anything from Kaido fight wise and from this flashback, then I'm disappointed with Oda. I feel exactly, I'm in complete agreement with you, Stan. I don't agree to give it such a low rating, but I agree with you. I still agree with you on that aspect. And that's why I'm saying I'm a reserve my judgment on this chapter until I say a couple more chapters. You know what I'm saying? Cube says, fun fact, Robin is Russian. Yeah, I knew that. Robin's Russian. Sanji, I think, is French. Usopp's African. Luffy's Brazilian. Frankie's American. Nami is Danish or something. I don't know. Norwegian or she's one of them. Chopper is Alaskan or something, or Canadian. I don't know. Brooke is, what is Brooke? Not. He's like one of them Southern Europe countries, I think. Like Austrian or not Austrian. I don't remember. I don't remember what Brooke is. Where I lost. Okay, so Angel said, "Why do you think that, Cube?" And then I thought you were talking about me, but Stan says, "If this is Kaido's defeat, then this is underwhelming. This is the first Yonko to go down, and we don't get an awakening or a full flashback. Then this is bad." Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's not the defeat itself. Like if people are upset, I don't agree with being upset on the punch that's defeated Kaido. I just wanted to see Kaido doing. I wanted like to see an awakening of the Dragon Devil Fruit, and I also wanted to see if maybe Kaido had some special type of armament or observation haki that we haven't seen, especially after he says haki transcends all, and then he doesn't show us anything. So yeah, like that's kind of my gripe with it. It's not the how he was defeated itself that underwhelms me. It's the what we didn't get. For me. Cube said Oda likes to play with Straw Hats nationalities and themes of those nationalities, so I feel we'll get understanding of his hometown through Robin's lore. Angel said, but I did hear some stuff about how the ending of the arc might be rushed because the film Red movie and Oda wanting to be a certain spot when the movie come out. Well, I mean, he could have. I get that, but he could have skipped out on some of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He could have skipped out on some of the other stuff. What he could have done is he could have used this chapter as maybe a full flashback, or maybe he could have used this chapter showing us some extra Kaido stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then the flashback could have been like maybe 2-3 chapters, and we didn't need the part in this chapter where the water was still running through the castle. I don't think we needed that. You know what I mean? We didn't need last chapter. Like, did we really need I'm spitting and stuff. Like last chapter, did we really need that flashback? That 20 years flashback thing? You know, it wasn't about Kaido. Like, it could have been more Kaido focused right there or something. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if he wanted to rush it, there's other things he could have skipped out on to rush this, is what I'm saying. This isn't something that you rush though. The Kaido flashback, Kaido's defeat, ain't something that I feel as though you rush. Stan says, if that's the case, then this is trash, bro. Look, here's how I feel. Don't rush the main story for a movie. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if it's Shank's movie. Don't rush the main story for a movie. This is the main story, bro. This like, bro, Kaido, Yonko, bro. This is going to like really, it could really put a sour taste in people's mouths. Like, if he gonna rush this for a movie, bro, come on now. Like, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. If that's what Oda's doing, I think that's stupid. And I don't like that. You know, I'm never really hard on Oda like that, but you know what I'm saying? I think it's stupid. Cube said, I don't see a flashback with the rocks. It will be for sure Beast Pirates. We need to get a view of how his crew was created. And then we got Sneaky Noah King. Shout out to Sneaky Noah King. Welcome to the stream. He said, yo, yo, yo. Hey, man, what up? Stan says, there are more important things to address than the Beast Pirates formation. We need to know about the Oni lineage of Kaido and Yamato, and also why Kaido come to Wano and why it's important to him. I mean, I do think the Beast Pirates maybe not necessarily formation, but you could do the formation in like a quick little panel, right? But it can be touched on without taking up too much time. We got Elids in the building. Shout out to Elids. He said, after all Luffy has learned with Haki and having awakening, I was hoping Luffy would beat Kaido in a more creative way. A big punch is already how he beat Dolphy. And then Stan says, exactly, Elids. Yeah, and I agree with that sentiment, but that's not what like has me underwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it's a punch, you know, because it's still Luffy, right? Luffy is always beating opponents with like punches and kicks, right? So I don't necessarily think it's, you know, because it's still true to his character, you know, even though it doesn't really showcase this new awakening that he has. So I do kind of agree with y'all there, but I'm not as upset, I guess. You know, I would have liked more though. Don't get me wrong. I understand how you guys feel, and I'm not knocking it, right? I'm not knocking it. You know, because I would have liked more as well. Angel says movie takes place after Wino. It could spoil a lot of stuff about the crew if we still in Wano when the movie came out. Delay the movie. delay the movie. I personally do not care about that movie as much as I care about the story, the main story being done properly. Delay the movie. You know what I'm saying? or Oda should have just kind of trimmed some of the fat of Wano, right? He could have trimmed some of the. There was a lot of chapters we didn't really need. You know what I'm saying? But don't skip out on the defeat of a Yonko, the first defeat of the arc that you was like, bro. Y'all gotta understand, Wano or Oda has been hyping Wano up all these years. If it ends like this, all that hype just kind of, or if it ends with putting a bad taste in fans' mouth, all that hype, that pre-Wano hype, and everything that happened before it's not gonna be held as high. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have that all that work you kind of did before now, and just kind of, you know, you did all that greatness only to end the chapter, leaving a bad taste of the arc in the fans' mouth. So I'm like, bro, you might have to just try to get the movie delayed or something if that's why you're rushing this ending, because man, this is not. Angel said this is not the end of Kaido though. After all, he has till August 6th. I mean, yeah, and you know, skip out somewhere else, you know. But you know, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, I hope he's not like messing. I just don't want the arc to get messed up over a movie. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people want that film read, but I look, man, I don't care. I just don't want the movie to ruin the end of a great arc. You know, I don't want the great arc, the end of a great arc to be ruined because of a movie. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you just delay the movie. You know, and I know, you know, a lot comes with delaying movies. Money. You lose money. I get it. But I mean, I don't know what to say. D. LaJoy Boy said, Angel, do you think Gear 5 will be in red? Angel says, I don't think Gear 5 will be in the movie. It seems like Luffy's trying to end in whatever that going on his own with his words. But maybe Gear 4. But I still doubt we'll even see Gear 4. It depends on who the movie is and what the enemy is, who the enemy is. Does he need to go to Gear 5 for it? You know, does Luffy need Gear 5 to defeat whoever his enemy is? Stan says, exactly. Oda even said that he didn't think he would still be in Wano. So clearly he added too much stuff. Which, for me, there are a lot of unnecessary stuff in this arc. And I agree with that. You know. D. LaJoy Boy says, same, because anime definitely wouldn't be caught up in time for it to be in there. Yeah, right? Bro, what about the anime watchers? You know, if there's spoilers in Film Red, it's going to spoil anime watchers worse than it's going to spoil manga readers. Or we just don't care about anime watchers, Oda, huh? We don't care about anime only watchers. Man, Oda, it is cold. Oh, man. D. LaJoy Boy says same, because anime definitely would. Oh, you're already. That's what I just read. Then we got Adam. Shout out to Adam. He welcome to the chat. He says, I'm sure there's going to be more. We didn't get a finalization for anything anywhere to me. Yeah, I mean, his eyes was white when he was getting punched, but you know, I think I think that's how he's had white eyes getting punched before and then got right back up. So, good point. And that's what I'm hoping. I don't want to, and that's main reason why I say I'm going to reserve my how I feel. I'm a reserve how I feel about this chapter till maybe a couple more chapters. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying we need a lot more chapters to what I mean. We could just give us a couple more chapters. Give us like 3 more chapters of the fight where Kaido gets back up, maybe gives us an awakening for him, and then you could have like 2 chapters of a fight with Kaido fighting in his awakening form. You know what I'm saying? And then we could have maybe, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 chapters of flashback. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gotta be a ridiculous amount. So you could technically knock all that out in the next 5, 6 chapters. You could give us continue to fight and give us a good conclusion, and give us some flashback within like the next 5, 6 chapters. D. LaJoy Boy said no title card saying the fight was over. Yeah. But yeah, all depends on what happens. Good point. We got a title. We even got a title card for Big Mom. We didn't get a title card for Kaido. But that title card could come in the beginning of the next chapter. Because I think that's how it happened for Big Mom. Or it happened. I think it happened for somebody where they didn't get it. I think King. I think that's who it was. I think his title card came like at the beginning of the next chapter. Angel said if Kaido get back, I don't think he's going to be fighting Luffy. Why not? Why, like, what's he going to get back up for? Next chapter we find out who is Soge King. I mean, I already got some theories on who I think Soge King is. I think it might be Usopp, for real. I mean, we ain't ever seen him in the same place at the same time. Think about it. When did Soge King come into the story? When Usopp left the crew. When did he leave the story? When Usopp came back to the crew. I'm just saying they both got long noses, I'm just saying. But all right, yeah, there's something I kind of want to talk about in this chapter that kind of got to me, right? When King when I feel as though this chapter kind of debunks some stuff as well, right? Some stuff that we kind of a lot of people kind of took and ran with as knocks against Kaido. Kind of use a lot of information certain information against Kaido. Like we learned that Kaido was arrested all those times from the Marines, right? And a lot of people was like, hey, Kaido got captured all those times. But he didn't get defeated to get captured. He just kind of turned himself in for some food, right? We learned that the only reason why Kaido got captured so many times was every time he didn't have no food, right? Every time he needed food. So that's kind of like, it's not like the Marines captured him on their own strength. Kaido pretty much gave himself up all those times. And then another thing, right? Another thing that we kind of I guess got debunked in this channel or in this chapter was what was it? The fact that Kaido believed he was Joy Boy. Like, remember all those chapters ago, King was asked Kaido, was he Joy Boy, right? And then a lot of people was like, oh yeah, maybe Kaido believes he's Joy Boy, or maybe Kaido is depressed because he's not Joy Boy. He found out he wasn't Joy Boy or whatever. when the truth really is, Kaido never said he was Joy Boy, or never really, or at least it came to a point where maybe he accepted that he just wasn't Joy Boy, and not accepting it. He was like, you know what, the person who's Joy Boy is the person who could defeat me. And then we come to find out and see Kaido get defeated, right? Quote unquote defeated from Luffy. You know, which makes sense. Maybe that's Oda making us believe that Kaido is defeated, right? Maybe it's Oda kind of giving that red herring, like, hey, this chapter is going to just sell everybody that Kaido has got defeated. But again, like everybody said, we see Momonosuke laid out, passed out, but we didn't see Kaido laid out and passed out. We didn't see no Kaido or Luffy won this fight Oda box. So, you know, like a few of y'all said, maybe Kaido ain't, you know, and I think that will really still be a testament to his durability that we already know of. But, you know, it's really like this nightmare of, we cannot beat this man. You know what I'm saying? But I could kind of see why maybe y'all don't think he's gonna fight Luffy, because Luffy looked like he passed out. I want to say it was one of the last panels. I think it was the panel next to where Momonosuke was passed out, I think. Let me see. Yeah, so we see Momonosuke passed out. We see Luffy falling. He's passed out. But we don't see Kaido. The last thing we see of Kaido is Kaido was falling. Kaido was falling to the ground, and he was remembering when he was talking to King, and that's when Kaido says, or King says, "Who is he? He's the man who shows up to beat me in the future." And then King said, "In that case, I suppose we'll never see him." So even King and Kaido kind of talking that mess about how Kaido can't really get defeated like that. Angel said, "I think he will try, but I feel someone will come between them. Luffy looks finished, man." Okay, I mean, let's expand on that. Let me read these chats, and then we're gonna expand on that, right? We're gonna expand on that thoughts, because now it's actually kind of giving me ideas. Now the more I think about it, I feel as though Oda could go somewhere with this. Now that I think about it, I'm actually not even disliking this chapter as much as I seem to have been. Right? I'm actually not as upset or underwhelmed now that I think about it, and I'm gonna address that, because I got my own ideas now. But yeah, good point, Angel. Good point. Cube said Luffy always bounces back. Kaido is built differently. The dude thought the world government was Uber Eats. Facts. Yeah, he's like, hey, bro. Just imagine beating the world government up all the time, and then giving yourself up just to get some food, and then like, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving. Angel said the dragon at the end of the chapter is Momo, right? Yeah. I thought it was Kaido at first, but somebody pointed it out, and I looked, and you could tell by Momonosuke and Kaido, they both have different like eyebrows, right? And those were definitely Momonosuke's eyebrows, I think. Yeah, because Kaido has like the curl right here, right? Like he has the curl on his eyebrow, and then when it goes like here, it's like kind of flamish. It's like real flamey. But Momonosuke's eyebrows are like, they curl right here, but then when they go here, they're blocky. They're like rectangular. You know what I'm saying? Where Kaido's flows more like flames, and Momonosuke's flow like rectangles. You know, they don't flow. They're just like rectangular. So yeah, that's Momonosuke. Um, and he's right next to Onigashima. You know, so he ran out of energy. Um, Q said, yeah. Dealer Joy Boy said Hungry Kaido was the best part for me. I like what was it? Not Flirty Kaido. Flirty Kaido. Oh, Angel said, oh, so we didn't even see him knocked out. No, we didn't. We didn't. The last panel we see Kaido was when he was falling in the spiral, and then we get that little. We hear him thinking of that conversation he had with King, and then we don't even really see him like I think he might actually be going through the ground or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's not like laid out. He was still conscious. Matter of fact, somewhat conscious. Dealer Joy Boy say he's like falling through the ground. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Angel said Kaido only said that to King because Odin said that to him. I mean, maybe, but it, for him to say that like to such a serious question, I don't think Kaido really believes he's Joy Boy. You know, because it's like I don't feel as though he had no reason to just jokingly say, "Yeah, I'm not Joy Boy," and with such a question as such. I don't see him having a joke or, you know. So I'm just saying I don't believe Kaido think he was Joy Boy. Cube said the best part was the CP0 agent fleeing. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, I want to know why he was fleeing. Was he ordered to leave, or was he did he believe that Luffy was still dead? Did he just say, you know what? I'm done this. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of Dodge. D. Joy Boy says sunflower head running makes me think the ships are about to come. Think. Yeah, I do think the world. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you think he's going to go get the world government. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. He sees Kaido is about to get defeated possibly, so he's like, "Hey, let me go get the squad or whatever." Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Good call. Good call. So, you know, to touch on that, because you think he's going to get the world government, maybe there's somebody on that ship. Maybe there's somebody on that ship. Maybe. Just think about it. Just roll with me a little bit, right? Kind of going back to what Angel's Room said. He said he thinks somebody's going to come in between them. Who will come in between Kaido and Luffy, right? If Kaido get back up, because technically that will be a defeat for Luffy. Technically it would be like Luffy doesn't win, because Luffy looked like he's done. Luffy looked like it's over for him. But if Kaido get back up, somebody's gonna have to save Luffy, right? So but let's talk who could potentially be this person who, if Kaido gets back up, who stops Kaido, right? Who stops Kaido? All right. So who stops Kaido? Now, we kind of like what D. LaJoy Boy said. Sunflower Head might be getting the world government. So maybe somebody from the world government comes, right? Now, if they come and intervene, I wouldn't think they would be helping Luffy. I would think they would probably be rather help Kaido than help Luffy. But maybe the world government is there to just defeat whoever. Maybe they see Kaido as the victor and they like, look, Kaido, your time is done. You, Big Mom is here, so y'all are done. You know what I'm saying? And that made me think, if the world government is coming to finish off whoever's alive, who could it be? Well, there is a certain admiral who volunteered to go to Wano to the fleet admiral Akainu. And who might that admiral have been? Barcelino, Kizaru. Could it be Kizaru coming to Wano? Is Kizaru on those ships? And is he about to make his move and act? Now I don't know. I don't think Kizaru. I don't think it's going to be a Marine that involves. And I think whoever it is might actually be trying to save Luffy. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's not somebody who's trying to save Luffy, but maybe it's somebody who might want something from Luffy, right? Which, let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind to some old past theories that I've had. And what is one of the theories that y'all heard me say the most? Blackbeard aiming for Kaido's devil fruit. So maybe Kaido gets back up. But Kaido is weakened. If Kaido gets back up, he is weakened. Who likes to pick their opportunities? Who likes to pick opportunities to do and get what they want? Blackbeard. What if Blackbeard is in Wano? Like, I mean, you know, we don't have any indication that he's in Wano. So I get that this theory is still stretched at this point. But maybe Oda just didn't want to let us know that he was in Wano. Blackbeard did say he was going after a prize, though. He did say that he was going after a prize. We just don't know what that prize is. Maybe he wants another devil fruit to add to his personal collection, right? Maybe he wants that third devil fruit. Maybe he wants the world's at least known. You know what I'm saying? The world's most powerful zone devil fruit. Known zone devil fruit. The reason why I say that, because a lot of people might say, well, what about Luffy's devil fruit? He has the Sun God Nika devil fruit. I would think that is the best zone devil fruit to have. Who knows that secret though? Besides the world government, who else knows that about that devil fruit? Now, and that's not to say I don't think that Blackbeard probably don't know, because Blackbeard's one of those type of guys who probably in the know. Like, he probably knows a lot of secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe again, if Zebek is part of one of his personalities or one of the personalities living within Blackbeard, maybe Zebek told Blackbeard about that. But I'm just going off of Blackbeard not knowing about the Gumu Gumu no Mi. You know, so maybe he wants a dragon devil fruit. You got a dragon devil fruit, you got the Tremor devil fruit, and you got the darkness devil fruit. Hey, strongest zone, strongest Logia, strongest Promethea, or most powerful of those three, right? So maybe it could be maybe that's who comes in. Maybe Kaido goes to finish Luffy, and Blackbeard's like, you know what I came here for. Hold on. Blackbeard coming like,
I came looking for booty.
Oh man. So, but yeah, like I'm thinking maybe Blackbeard is the one to intervene in this, and maybe he doesn't come in there to save Luffy. Maybe he comes in there to get this prize that he been itching for, right? Maybe he's aware of what's going on with Big Mom and Kaido and Luffy and Wano. Maybe he's just picking his spot. And I know Oda usually kind of gives you a hint that, you know, maybe Blackbeard arrived, but think about this. What if Blackbeard has an ability where he can hide in his darkness? Like, what if he could hide in his darkness and then he could move around in this darkness and then just him and his crew just come out of the darkness? You know what I'm saying? Because we know that his darkness is kind of like a portal. It's like it's able to hold stuff within it. Like he could suck things in like buildings into the darkness, and they stay within that darkness almost like it's in a pocket dimension or a pocket universe, like it's Blue Nose Devil Fruit, and then he could release all of it at will, right? Who's to say he can't do that with himself and his crew? And maybe they could travel within the darkness, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe they're hiding within the darkness and he's traveling by himself, because maybe he can't go within it, because if he does, maybe he can't. The only way he could open it is he has to be outside of it. I don't know, you know. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Angel said also the flashback ended with King saying it will never happen. Makes me see Kaido just opening his eyes and agreeing with disappointment. Yeah, he probably definitely wants to get defeated. He probably want to get killed though, in the epic fight. D LaJoy Boy said the SSG and maybe Vegapunk. That's true. That is true as well, because you know we kind of got inclination that Vegapunk is on Wano. You know what I mean? Because Orochi pretty much demanded for him to for a trade that he wanted Vegapunk for the weapons, I guess, which is to me is stupid. It's like I would rather have Vegapunk than have these guns and swords and stuff, because it's like, bro, Vegapunk could build you. He could create you devil fruits, bro. Like he could create a bunch of Kaidos. Like just imagine if he recreated the Kaido artificial devil fruit, and you got a bunch of soldiers like Kaidos, bro. That's way more valuable than swords. But yeah, it could be SSG, man. Maybe Vegapunk isn't bad like we think he is, and maybe you know he makes the save, which leads me to believe. I wonder if Vegapunk if he learned how to create artificial devil fruits that don't have that drawback of water. You know what I mean? That weakness. Angel says going to be the man who traveled through time, Joy Boy. Or you think we're gonna see Joy Boy? Look, here's what I'm gonna say. Oda hyped up that we will be getting this lurking legend. And I don't think he ever confirmed who that lurking legend was. Now, and I think you could argue that it was Zebek. I think you could argue it was Odin. You know what I'm saying? I think you could argue it was Joy Boy, because when you think about it, he said the lurking legend. And when I look at lurking, I look at somebody who's hiding, but they're around, but they're hiding, but they're presently. Zebek isn't there. Like Zebek is dead. He was just talked about, right? Nika, it's the devil fruit. It's not necessarily or no. What was I saying? The devil fruit, like Nika, or not Nika. The Joy Boy, on the other hand, is kind of lurking through Luffy, I guess. He's lurking through Luffy. I don't really know how to explain that though. Adam says, hell yeah. The SSG. Yeah, it could be the SSG, but I feel as though if it's the SSG, man, they're going to come in for everybody. All the pirates, maybe Kaido as well. So somebody's going to have to help Luffy, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to have to be there to be like, look, we're not letting you hurt Luffy. They could just try to escape, I guess. But I feel as though there's a lot in Wano still kind of left to be closed. So I don't think that, I don't know if the arc is going to close with them escaping somebody, even though that's likely as well. But yeah, yeah, guys. So what do you guys thinking about the chapter? You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this much later, let me know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Kaido is defeated? You know what I mean? How did you feel about it? You know, what about flashback? Do you think we need more flashback What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? You guys let me know in the comments. Adam said, I meant the new fruits that can stand water. Oh. You think the SSG is maybe some soldiers, some artificial devil fruit soldiers with no weakness? Bro, I mean, I think that would make sense because, like, bro, like the Marines seem extra confident with the SSG that they would get rid of their warlord system with guys like Mihawk, guys like Kuma was already done. People like Boa, Buggy, Buggy D, you know what I'm saying? Buggy D clown. Angel said the SSG just a group of scientists. I doubt they be that strong. Great stream, man. I appreciate it. Sorry, y'all, I'm a little tired. But yeah, y'all. It was a great stream. I'm a little mixed on the chapter. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Like it's one of them chapters where I just gotta see what happens afterwards before I could make before I could really give a solid opinion, because a lot of my problems is just depending on like if it is indeed the end of it. If it's indeed the end of the fight, if it is indeed end of the flashback. Those are my problems, Land. But if Oda gives us more, then hey, I'll definitely change my opinion. D. LaJoy Boy says 7 out of 10, and it could go up or down depending on future chapters. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's what I'll give it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I don't think as a chapter itself, it wasn't bad. It's just the lack of things around it is what kind of kills it. If depending on where it goes, I might have to lessen that, right? Or unless we get something like, let's say Kaido isn't defeated, Luffy is, and Kaido gets back up, and then somebody like Kizaru shows up and to stop Kaido. Like let's say Oda was just using this chapter as a red herring. It might go up to like a 9, honestly. You know what I'm saying? If Oda is just using this as a setup for something great, it could go up. But if it's just a chapter, if it just is what it is, but Kaido comes back, then it might just stay at an 8. You know what I mean? But if this chapter is used to set up something great, then it might go up to like a 9. But if it doesn't, and this is indeed the end of the fight in the flashback, then I might drop it to like a 6 for real. So it might go from 8 to 6 or 8 to 9, or it might just stay at an 8. It might just stay at an 8. Adam says it could be something like that. I've been thinking just new fruits powers for people in the Marines, but it could be the mindless control. Could be something like that. I've been thinking just new fruit powers for people in the Marines. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Like a bunch of mindless Marines with these devil fruits, so they could keep them controlled and stuff. But they still like some of the. I mean, that makes sense, because if you giving somebody like devil fruits with no weakness, bruh, you would probably want to have some type of control over them so they don't become your enemies, because it'd be more scary to go against them than yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's the chapter, y'all. That's the chapter. That's the stream. I don't really have much else for this chapter. Y'all know how I feel about the chapter if y'all watch it. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about it. What stuck out to you the most? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with the things I've said? Do you disagree? What was it that you agree or disagree with? And yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Get them likes up. Get them, run me them likes. No, I'm playing, but Yeah, get them likes up though, y'all. And subscribe if y'all haven't subscribed. Hit that bell for notifications. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, if you're looking for a community to be a part of, we have Discord and we have the Facebook group. We had a voice chat thing yesterday that pretty much lasted most of the day. It went well. It went well, and it's one of them things I want to do more often. You know, I know it's something Cube kind of pitched before, so you know maybe for you guys, Saturdays we can do a voice chat type get together. We could do it other days, but you know, I know like on a Saturday, it being a weekend, you know, a lot of people may not have off, or people may have off or whatever. So I think it's a good day to do them. You know, even though y'all could do them whenever, I don't care. Y'all could get together on voice chats. Y'all don't need my permission on the Discord to do voice chats. Just do them. But yeah, but definitely I want to do like an event where we do voice chats every Saturday around 12 p.m. my time. That's like 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you're at in the world, just go by the Eastern Standard Time. It's like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's what most Americans go by, at least. Especially most of the more active cities are on the East Coast. So yeah. Yeah, guys. Anyway, y'all. Hit that like button. Let me know how you feel. And we out. I will be back streaming tomorrow with the reactions. I don't know what I'm gonna find like another chapter reaction to react to tomorrow. So you guys can send me videos, do the Discord, so y'all could, if y'all could know somebody who y'all like their reaction to the chapter, submit it in the Discord. But yeah, anyway, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I am out of here. Y'all have a good Sunday evening. Peace.